Alright, what's going on YouTube? If you're watching this on YouTube, you're late. You missed your stream. If you ain't following Theylovedajia on Twitch, you should. But we're about to react to this video of a man shooting an interrogator. How he get the gun, I have no idea, but we're about to watch it.
My understanding on office. Yeah. We're looking at the bread. We got to talk to my girl for 1 second and I'll figure out whatever you want.
This is the moment a handcuffed man in custody caught 2 DEA agents off guard.
Was he our guy? Right there. That's our guy. Stupid mother. Why the f*** would you do that?
What officers didn't realize was that he had warned them about this exact moment years earlier. And just hours before this, they'd made a critical mistake that made it all possible. In the early hours of May 16th, a Callaway County father heard what sounded like a gunshot outside his family's home. Concerned, he stepped out to investigate only to find a vehicle blocking his driveway, with a fully loaded assault rifle clearly visible in the back seat. Afraid that someone dangerous might still be nearby, he immediately called the police. An officer was quickly dispatched to the scene, unaware that this call would soon lead them to one of the county's most wanted fugitives, whose deadly revenge plan would cost an officer his life.
Got here.
Well, first of all, we got a plate that doesn't belong on this vehicle.
Well, there's a machine gun or something. AK-47 or whatever, fully loaded magazine.
Hey, Chief. Well, he said the neighbor lives here. She left. She came over and said something to them. Doesn't know whose vehicle it is. It's got this rifle in the back.
Yeah.
The plate doesn't come back to this vehicle. I see a needle cap up here in the floorboard. Yep.
Officers found the car unlocked with an assault rifle clearly visible in the back seat, and a needle cap on the floorboard, suggesting possible drug use. The plates were fake, but when deputies ran the vehicle's identification number, it revealed something far worse. The car belonged to a notorious criminal, one whom the DEA had been chasing for months. Gary Rowland, a 30-year-old parolee with multiple outstanding warrants, who had been quoted saying, "I'm never going back to prison alive." Knowing that Gary was likely in the neighborhood, officers narrowed down their search, and through CCTV and witness reports, they were quickly able to locate him at an apartment complex nearby. They moved in and made the arrest without incident. Before Gary was transported to jail, however, he surprised deputies by offering critical information about local narcotics and firearms trafficking in exchange for a reduced sentence. So instead of going to jail, they took him to the police station for questioning, unaware that this decision would lead to the murder of one of their colleagues just hours later. This is Gary, and he's just been brought into the interrogation room. What the officers don't realize at this moment is that due to an incomplete search, he's managed to sneak in a knife and a loaded pistol, both hidden in his waistband. This is Jody Cash and his colleague, Donald Bowman, both members of a DEA task force. Worth knowing is that Detective Jody actually has history with Gary. Back in 2017, Jody managed to arrest him on drug and firearms charges, offenses that sent him to prison for years. What neither Cash nor Bowman knows is that Gary is armed, and one of them won't make it out alive.
My understanding on the office. Yeah. We're looking at the bread. We got to talk to my girl for 1 second and I'll figure out whatever you want. I don't know about your girl, but I can definitely help you with the drink. I don't smoke, but I can start around with a cigarette.
Naturally, officers wanted to hear everything Gary had to say, so they let him take a smoke break. But this would turn out to be a mistake. Gary is then escorted outside of the building for his cigarette break. When they return to the room, surveillance footage shows that Gary has pulled his right pant leg up to just below the knee, making the weapon much easier to reach. Then, Gary asks for one more favor, one that would cost a deputy his life.
This is so sad, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
We're gonna call it. You know, they do much for us.
When you have a vendor and a partner that operates with excellence, it's really critical to how we grow.
Better ingredients, better pizza, and now better summer deals at Papa John's. Like the Works Large Pizza.
So right now, your team, I'm all listening. They probably have that information. He's no stranger. You know, so realistically, we're looking at we really know what's happening. When they talk to that, then soon, man, I don't mind helping you out, but you can't do this all day. Okay. Bring the team, I'm ready to take back to the one hand when we do it. I got that one coming before that. That's the only one, so that's when I got you. You spoken to about it? Yeah.
Believing they're on the verge of obtaining crucial information, deputies Cash and Bowman grant Gary's request again. They follow him outside, but this time, they won't be coming back. Gary is standing in front of the building, with Deputy Bowman to the left and Deputy Jody Cash to the right. A colleague can be seen arriving for his shift, walking into the building, completely unaware of the tragedy that was just seconds away. And as soon as he makes it inside,
Did he not shoot him? Bro, that's so sad, yo. That's so sad, bro. Cops' #1 goal of the day is to always make it back home. What if they have to put somebody else's life in front of yours, over theirs? It don't matter. Their goal is to make it back home to their family, bro.
Hell yeah. Go over there to Jody. Go to Jody. Go to Jody first. Go to Jody first.
Yeah, forget him, bro. We don't care about him. See about the police, bro.
Yeah, go sit somewhere else, Brian. He's done for. I guess we didn't search him enough. He got on his waistband.
Yeah, man. I don't know who searched him, but they should be held accountable for that, bro. They should lose their job.
44-year-old Jody Cash was transported to the hospital in critical condition, but tragically, he succumbed to his wounds shortly after and was pronounced dead. He had served in law enforcement for 22 years and has spent the last 2 on a special DEA task force. In the following weeks, an investigation was launched to determine how a convicted felon managed to smuggle a gun into the sheriff's office and kill a police officer. Based on the evidence gathered, investigators concluded that day, no one searched Gary thoroughly enough. In response, Deputy Jody Cash's wife, Karen Cash, and Deputy Donald Bowman filed a lawsuit against law enforcement. The suit sought wrongful death damages for Cash's estate and emotional trauma compensation for Bowman, who developed PTSD and could no longer work in law enforcement. A settlement was reached in September 2023. As for Gary Rowland, he was shot 12 times and eventually died at the scene of the shootout.
Good.
When his gun was recovered, investigators found a jammed casing, meaning that Gary's weapon malfunctioned. A lucky break that prevented any more officers from losing their lives.
That's so sad, bro. All because you didn't want to go
From
back
getting
to
knocked
jail.
out for reckless driving.
Hey, man. That's the end of this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And, yeah.